Hey, YouTube. Well, believe it or not, I'm coming on here for something positive today. I want to tell you guys this little story, this little Christmas story. Something that actually happened this morning. So I don't want to be known as a person who only comes on here to bitch out about other people and go off on people. Too old to be that kind of queen. Anyway, so I'm gonna tell you this thing that happened. So I told you guys before, I live in the Castro in San Francisco, right? Well, about maybe 4 months ago, I started noticing this guy, a homeless guy, who's always in front of my building where I live. There's a train stop there. It's very busy in the morning, but he's always sitting there by this muni stop. But anyway, and he never asked me for anything. He's a homeless guy, and he tells me that's what he is, and he's been homeless for years. But it seems this is like a nice person. And he got obsessed with my dog, this monster. Where he at? That monster. He got obsessed with the dog, tried to get my dog to play with him. So he would always put his hand down, pet the dog. The dog looked the other way. The dog ignore him, and it kind of hurt my feelings a little bit because I feel like, but you don't make the guy feel bad, Jimmy. Go over and talk to him. Get your ass over there. But the dog wouldn't go over to him. I said, okay, I'll tell you secrets. Even though that's my dog, if I'm gonna see how right now he's playing with his toy, eating this goody treat. That's what you got to do. If you give him something, then he'll love you. So, I remember there's a joke when I was a kid. They always say, "Well, the guy, only way you get somebody to talk to him is that you got to tie a pork chop around your neck to get a dog to play with you," kind of thing. So my dog's like that. Anyway, so I gave him some little doggy treats. I said, "Give him this, and he'll still get used to you and start liking you." And so we kind of formed this thing where we speak to each other every morning. Homeless guy. And the guy's about, I can tell he's like in his 60s. So one day I asked him, "How old are you?" And he told me, I think he was 62. This is about 4 months ago. And I said, uh, you could apply for housing. I mean, you're at the age where you could apply for senior housing in San Francisco. It's very hard to get housing here. I don't give a damn if you're working 40 hours a week, 60 hours a week. It's very hard for the average person to get housing here in San Francisco. However, being that he was 65, I said, you should go down there. I told him where the office was and all that. And some reason or other, he just was not aware of the fact that he'd be off the street. He's been on the street so long, it's become normal to him. And so I gave him the information. She said, where you got to go? So I gave him the information. Maybe a week or so, a couple of weeks later, he was telling me how he had been jumped in Tenderloin. Tenderloin, terrible neighborhood in San Francisco. He had been jumped because he spent a $20 bill in a liquor store. And this story is leading somewhere, believe me. But anyway, and the person saw him getting changed. So when they got out of the store, some young punk robbed him and hit him in the face, things like that. So I feel horrible about that. Just to hear the streets from the store, and I'm no stranger to the streets myself, but it's been a while. It's been a long time. I've been off dope for 15 years, so. But it reminds me of how hard that life could be. So I feel really bad about it. Anyway, then he told me maybe a couple of weeks later we're talking kind of regular in the morning as I'm walking the dog now. He tells me that he was on the Muni. It's the subway system here, and he got a ticket. The ticket was $100, and he said, "I'm a homeless person. Why am I gonna get $100?" And I said, "No, that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna give you this ticket. The ticket is about $100, and when you don't pay it, they're gonna put you in jail. It's a terrible situation." I said, "But you know what? You're 62 years old. You have some disability, I assume. Seemed like he did, and you can get a free Muni pass." So next time I saw him, he told me, "Hey, I got my pass." I went because he went down there. He followed through, and he got his Muni pass, so he can ride for free. And then he told me, I told him about this. There's a shelter in a much better neighborhood than where he was at. And then, sure enough, he told me, "Hey, I went to that place you told me. I moved in there." So he was in a different shelter. I guess you can sleep there at night, and then in the morning they put you out at like 6 o'clock in the morning. That's why he's always out there on walking his dog. Okay, so this all started about 4 months ago, right? And it would be raining outside and stuff. Or I'd go down to give him a raincoat, but as it turns out, he wasn't there when I got down there, kind of thing. I said, "Oh, if I see him, I'll give him some of my Thanksgiving dinner because I cooked for Thanksgiving." But he wasn't there, kind of thing. Anyway, so I saw him this morning, right? Now we're a week off from Christmas, right? 4 months ago, I told him about this housing situation. You know, I mean, I'm sure a lot of people know this. You know, you can apply for something like Section 8, and it would take years, literally years, particularly in a city like this, who's having all these housing issues. But generally speaking, if you're a senior citizen, you can get housing within, a year and a half, 2 years, something like that. So he just got on the list. But this time I went down there, he was all jumping up and happy and all this good. Now, this guy's been living on the streets for years. He's an alcoholic, but I've never seen him drunk. He's never drunk when I've seen him. But he's shared with me that he's alcoholic, which is not shocking to me. I mean, I was dope fiend for damn near 20 years. So anyway, and he told me, "Hey, I got my place." I said, "What you got, SRO? They got you a room?" He said, "No, I got an apartment. I have my own apartment. I have the keys. I move in day after tomorrow." Oh, it felt like it felt like it happened to me. I was so happy for that man. And he was so happy. He even had tears in his eyes. He was telling me, "Oh, thank you for telling me. Thank you for telling me." So that's my Christmas story. But because San Francisco, you see people on the streets all the time. Nobody knows anybody else's story. But this man had been on the street for years and didn't even realize that he could qualify to get housing. Now, maybe this is just happening right at the right time because he's age qualified. I guess this year it's just become qualified. But cause I see all these guys on the street. Here you see people on the street all the time. Drug addicts, mostly people with mental health issues. I don't know where they come from, but there's a lot of people on the streets here with mental health issues that are obviously schizophrenic and so forth. And then obviously they are qualified for benefits, but they don't have the capacity to get them. Sometimes they just need help and need information. So anyway, I thought it was a wonderful Christmas story. The man was so happy he got his own apartment after years and years on the street, and I felt like I had a part in it. So made me feel good, and I thought, oh, okay, let me go on YouTube and say something nice. Merry Christmas, people. He'll be moving in. Let me see. He said Wednesday, Thursday. Christmas is Sunday, so it's a couple days before Christmas. What a nice Christmas present. Isn't that sweet? All right, later.